Jarl Brina Marilis is in charge, thanks to the Empire. Best hide any Talus amulets you have.
Standing in a pool of molten metal? Yeah, why not? Rule number 1 for iron smelting: wear good footwear. What's up guys, Rogue9 here and welcome back to my long play series on Skyrim. Today, Azeala the Witch is taking a break from adventuring and instead she's going to enjoy a slice of the simpler life. There are a surprising number of professions in the game of Skyrim and today we'll be taking a look at the most mundane real-life jobs you can take on. Let's start out by taking on the noble career of a huntsman, or maybe I should say huntswoman. Here we see Azeala stalking her prey in the grasslands of central Skyrim. She uses stealth to approach her prey, preferably the cute and cuddly kind that doesn't fight back. Once she has identified her prey, she readies her bow for the attack. Compensating for the arrow's flight time, she aims ahead of her target and brings it down with a single shot. But this hunt is not over yet. A majestic elk stands on the horizon, and using the cover of a shallow gully, Azeala gets into position and fires. Another perfect shot, and now it is time to harvest the meat, skin and antlers from the prey. Deer hide and raw venison. Everything a true hunter could wish for. And now it is time to honour the fallen animal with the long-time Skyrim tradition of the carcass toss. We thank you, O noble elk, for giving us your hide and venison. Of course, not all hunts are aimed at gathering meat and hide. Birds also make a viable target. Feathers gathered from birds of prey are a vital resource used by fletchers, and that of course is arrow makers to you and me. And since she only has a limited amount of arrows, Azeala used her magic to bring down this bird. The proud hawk provides Azeala with a beak and feathers. Very valuable resources, I'm sure. O proud hawk, we thank you for your beak and feathers. But enough of stalking the wilds of Skyrim, we have other jobs to explore. We could of course sell the natural resources we have harvested now, but in Skyrim the best way to turn a profit is vertical integration. So let's go ahead and turn these resources into finished products. It's time to turn our hand to the slightly less than glamorous craft of tanning. Tanning is the process of turning animal skins and hides into leather, thereby increasing the toughness and durability as well as slowing down the natural decomposition process. In real life, tanning is a very messy and also smelly process, but in the game it is quick and straightforward and will provide you with instant leather sheets and leather straps. But what about all that meat from hunting, I hear you ask? Fear not, for now it is time for Azeala to become a chef. Ah, chefing. The art of mixing and heating different raw ingredients along with herbs and spices. A vital part for all of our lives, whether we cook the food ourselves or have it cooked for us. Cooking and even eating are less of a priority in Skyrim. Consuming cooked food does convey certain short-term benefits to the player, but these benefits are so insignificant that hardly anyone ever bothers with it. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the food that you produce also has hardly any resale value. So as elaborate as all the cooking recipes are, I would wager that there are very few players that ever explore all of them. In fact, I would say that Azeala has spent quite enough time here. time to get onto a job that might be less exciting, but offers far greater potential to attain riches. Hi ho, it's off to work we go. Mining by hand, even less fascinating in the game than it would be in real life. Make sure that you have a pickaxe on you, walk up to the nearest ore deposit, and click the action button. And once you've done that, you are treated to an animation that is just about as thrilling as watching paint dry. And not just any paint, but a particularly dull shade of off-white. Of course, whether this action is worth your time depends thoroughly on the type of ore you're mining. Ebony ore is the most valuable, followed by malachite and gold. But, as you will see in just a moment, it can be worth your time mining any ore. This lowly iron ore vein contained a ruby. But once again we are generating raw materials, and selling them would be silly. Let's go turn these lumps of rock into something more useful. Today, Azeala becomes a smelter. Smelting involves heating the ore up to temperatures high enough to melt the metal and separate it from impurities. And this is the first step from adding value to our product. Even though most metals will require 2 chunks of ore to create a single ingot, the value of the ingot is usually 2.5 times the value of the ore, meaning we have already increased the value of our product by 25%. But why stop here? Our journey through the least adventurous jobs in Skyrim is only just beginning. Onwards to the forge! Here we have one of the most useful mundane trades that you can take on in Skyrim. The ability to produce and enhance fine weapons and armor is a crucial skill for any adventurer, and beyond that, a skilled blacksmith can make quite a bit of coin. When blacksmithing, you have 3 different workstations and sets of tools available to you. At the workbench, you can improve your armor and shields. At the grindstone, you can improve all types of weapons, including blunt weapons and sharp weapons, as well as short and long weapons and even bows. What happens when you take a bow to a grindstone? Well, it becomes stronger, of course. And finally, you also have access to the furnace. Here you can combine various types of base metals with leather strips and sheets of leather to make your own weapons and armor from scratch. And finally, you can even use the forge to specialize in goldsmithing, where you can take fine metals such as gold and silver and combine them with precious jewels, creating not only beautiful but also valuable artifacts. So all of our hunting, tanning, mining and smelting finally culminates in the production of fine items. And since the more items you produce, the better you become at smithing, it even helps you to level up. Smithing for the win. And while we're at useful jobs, why not move on to the next one? Alchemy. More of a philosophy than an actual science, alchemy involves the gathering of plants, animal ingredients such as fish, eggs, hearts, eyeballs, antlers, insects, and many more. And once these ingredients have been gathered, they are dried, powdered, or boiled to manufacture potions or poultices. In the game, this can result in several useful potions, and the ones that grant temporary stat boosts, such as to your smithing ability or enchanting ability, are particularly desirable. The standard health, magicka, and stamina potions can also be useful, but since all 3 of these meters refill themselves over time, it's not really essential for you to carry those kind of potions. Nevertheless, making potions can be worth your while, especially once you become good at it. A few petals, leaves, mushrooms, and insects gathered here and there can very quickly be turned into pure profit. But attaining some of the ingredients is not always easy, especially when it comes to those pesky insects. Luckily, there is an alternative to chasing after them. Nope, I missed. And gotcha. Pro tip for you, freezing insects and small fish makes them much easier to gather up. So, if the strenuous life of an adventurer is grinding you down, Why not settle down to the quiet and easy life of a hunter, miner, smelter, tanner, cook, blacksmith, goldsmith, or alchemist? Of course, to anyone who has played this game, this is all old news. I hope though that you enjoyed the video nevertheless, and I will see you in the next episode.